folks, Back Out Flies RC. We're out here at the Avon Park Aero Modelers Club Incorporated. Now if you watch my other videos, you'll hear me say the Avon Park Aero Modelers Association. One of the senior club members very politely reminded me that we are not an association, we're a non-profit organization, so therefore we're not an association. He said, not big deal, just let you know. So I said, well, I want to be correct in my representation. All right, well, we got right aileron, left aileron, up elevator, down elevator, right rudder, left rudder. That is the Top RC Thunder. I got this plane from Buddy RC. It's $179 and plus shipping. They have a flat rate, I think, of 20 bucks, so $199 then. And you can see by the flags that about 15 mile an hour, 10 to 15. It's a little windy, but hey, it'll be all right. This is one of those stress-free drama-free type planes. Simple plane to fly. Needs a little bit of up trim. I just did the radio last night. It doesn't have any kind of when I say radio, I mean the receiver in there. I got a aftermarket DSMX protocol. Need a little bit of up trim. Receiver in her. I think I'm gonna go in there and mechanically give myself a little more elevator authority, because it doesn't seem like it's got good enough. But I've got it set for beginner settings right now, so which means I got it on the furthest hole out. If I remember right, furthest hole out on the control arm of the control surface, and then about the furthest point in on the arm on the servo. That gives you the least amount of throw, which is good for a beginner, because you don't want really quick, jerky, or very distinct throws. I might move that to more of a middle. That wind is really rocking this plane around. Well, that wind is bright, or that sun is bright. Now she's a three cell plane. I'm running a 2700 3S in her. Man, we'll have a hard time landing this bad boy. I mean, she'll slow down. She'll definitely land. Landing is pretty much guaranteed. The idea is to have a controlled landing to mitigate your damage. That was fun. But yeah, she'll pick right up. Well, she already has this kind of nose up stance sitting on the ground, so you just give her a little bit of throttle, and them great big wings, you get some wind under them, and boy, she'll lift right up off the ground for you. The wheels are raked forward, so this is a great plane for Grassops. In fact, we're in the grass. There you go. Now I did have to balance the prop. Yeah, wind is almost, ailerons are not all that effective right now. I mean, they are, but all right, let's land in the grass with that wind against them. But you can see, if you can look at the stance of that plane, let me get where I'm even with it. And if you can see the landing gear is raked forward. So this ideal plane for this would make a great first low wing. Put a like a gyro in, or a safe select type gyro, like an AR630 would be perfect in this. So you can have safe and you can have AS3X. You can see the light right now. Because she's very forgiving, very user friendly. Now I will tell you this. The landing gear is a pain in the butt. Putting the landing gear on, man, they even say in the directions that sometimes you're having to screw these self-tapping screws into some very hard plastic, so that's good. I mean, but they just absolutely are tight, the selected stock screws. And now they're good, don't get me wrong, they're good and secure, but man, you better have some good quality screwdriver, because they it just takes forever. And they even say in the instructions that you have to kind of back them up and let them out a little bit. There. Now, like I said, I've also got the aileron set for minimal travel. So if you were to put this in the maximum amount of deflection on these control surfaces, you could really get some neat aerobatics out of this plane. All right, just cut the power, and she just kind of slumps on over. But yeah, the receiver I've got in there is an S603. I got it from Value Hobby. It's a DSMX or a Spectrum Protocol type receiver. Man, look at that wind. Just absolutely just playing havoc with her. Yeah, now if I was to go in there and get those ailerons set to a little more deflection, a little more positive deflection, then I definitely could get a better roll out of this plane. But we got a minute left.
Time remaining 1 minute.
1 minute. I just love doing that. I think my battery shifted on me. Yeah, because I noticed she kind of suddenly slumped over to the right just a touch. And so you're saying, well, I didn't see anything. When you become a pilot and you get used to flying these planes, you can tell subtle changes. Maybe I'm wrong. All right, man, this wind is just gusting. All right, motor off. Hey, come back here. Where are you going? Let me show you where I've still got we got 45 seconds. We're not going to take her up again, but let me show you the innards. Let me show you the guts. Okay. Oh, the battery's fine. That is, let me try it this way. All right, that is the S603 Storm DSMX protocol receiver. I'm running a Hobby Star 2700. It has I think it's a 40 amp. Well, 40 amp ESC. One thing that ESC is hot, and there doesn't seem to be any way of getting any cooling in there. So what I would do, there is a channel that goes back here, and then you've got vents back here. But what's the point of that if you don't have anything? There's very little. Okay, so what I would do is, you see these fake vents right here? Go ahead and open that up and cut it nice and neat, and that way you've got an inlet hole Man, that wind, oh, about knocked me over. Hey, get back here. Oh, excuse me. Wind is gusty. But yeah, I would cut that, and then that way you've got some good, and that, it's hard to show the CG right now, but that's pretty well CG'd. Hard plastic plate on the underside of it. Typical type controls. Foam hinges, so you may want to go on there and either paint some glue in there or put some Blenderm tape, maybe take the hinges off completely. And one interesting thing about the hinges up top here though is they're grooved. They plug in and they're in there tight, and they have that grooved in there, so that's kind of cool. Interesting touch. All right, folks, well, there you go. That is the Top RC Thunder. Let me take, and I got it from Buddy RC. Got the 2700 all the way. Yeah, that battery's warm, and I didn't run it real hard, but because it's got no cooling, yeah, I still got 52%. All right, folks, well, there you go. That is the Top RC. My hatch is blowing away from me. I'm flying her in 15-mile-an-hour winds, go a gust up to 15-mile-an-hour winds, and she's a good stable bird. Great. I wouldn't say your first plane in that it's a low wing. I always say to get the high wing. Now I think they sell what they call the Riot, which is a high wing. I recommend that one. If you're going to go with a Buddy RC or the Top RC product, get the Riot and then get this one next. But there'll be a link in the description of this video for this plane. It'll take you to Buddy RC and you can see what they got to sell. All right, folks, y'all have a good, and don't forget to like and subscribe. God bless y'all, and don't forget, faith, family, and friends, and them planes. Bye-bye.